That morning, the sky above Paris SP looked clear, and the hustle and bustle of residents starting their activities had filled the streets. In the midst of this seemingly normal atmosphere, suddenly an incident occurred that changed everything. A man, with an almost cynical smile on his face, became the center of attention after carrying out a brave or perhaps reckless action against the police. Joyfully, one-on-one, the man faced a police officer who was about to question him on the side of Taipas Street. Without hesitation, he kicked the officer until he almost fell backwards. The next second, he got on his motorbike and sped off, triggering a chase that shocked the area. The police immediately reported the incident via radio. Within minutes, the sound of sirens could be heard echoing along the route he was on. The man ignored warnings or signals to stop. At Raimundo Pereira De Magalhães, he instead increased his speed, zigzagging between cars and almost hitting a woman who was crossing the street. The officer who was chasing him tried to approach from the right side, but the man fought back again this time. He threw a punch at the officer from the motorbike, almost making the officer stagger. His actions became increasingly dangerous, not only for the officer, but also for the local residents, who began to panic seeing the chase in the middle of the morning traffic. His escape continued until he approached the shopping center area in the Villa Penteto area, not far from the main route connecting Paris and Freguesia. At a small bend near the traffic lights, his motorbike skidded after stepping on a puddle of water mixed with sand. He fell hard onto the asphalt. A thud was heard that made people around him turn their heads. However, he did not give up. With wounds on his arms and knees, he immediately got up and ran not into a small alley or narrow passageway, but towards the mall complex that had just opened that morning. People around the mall were shocked to see a man running with shortness of breath. Chased by several police officers in full uniform, he managed to break through the automatic mall entrance, hitting visitors who had just arrived. Several visitors screamed, and the mall security officers also gave chase. The man ran towards the electronics store aisle, but his speed decreased. His breathing was ragged, and his body was unsteady. Officers eventually managed to surround him near the escalator area. He stopped, hunched over, trying to catch his breath. As the police approached, he stopped resisting. His hands were raised slowly, a sign of surrender. What began as a kick and a wild run that morning ended in the middle of the mall. The man was taken into custody and taken to the police station to face further legal proceedings. His courage may have overwhelmed the authorities, but in the end, the law spoke, and there was no place crowded or large enough to hide from responsibility.